Hey everyone, my name is Marissa Callie, and I'm going to go over 5 tips to improve your ROI on LinkedIn. Give me a sec while I get started. This is a quote that means a lot to me. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. A lot of people that I talk to about LinkedIn, they're too scared to share their job updates. They don't want to talk about their personal development or professional development. And they don't really utilize social media to make an impact and really identify with other business leaders. So I started off with this quote because I feel like a lot of that comes from not knowing how to improve their profile, but also make sure that they are showcasing their expertise and their experience in the most professional way that they can. So, what I'm going to cover today is why we should be using LinkedIn, the 5 tips that I think will improve your profile. I'll also do a walkthrough of one of my peers' profiles to showcase you exactly where you can update these 5 things, and also give you some bonus content tools that you can use to make your LinkedIn content pop once you have decided on your LinkedIn content strategy. You might be asking, why should I be using LinkedIn and why is it important? Well, the stats show that there are 63 million decision makers on LinkedIn, whether they are CEOs, C-level executives, or other people that you might want to collaborate with. They're on LinkedIn. They have a profile. They may not be active, but they are definitely there. If you actively update your profile and reach out to people there and build relationships, you can definitely make an impact within your industry or another industry that you might want to get into. Also, there are 9 billion content impressions per day. What does that mean? That means that there are 9 billion people seeing content every day, whether it is a video, an audiogram, a LinkedIn Live, which is something new, or if it's just a business update from one of your favorite businesses that you follow. There's 9 billion content impressions going on per day. And that's according to LinkedIn for Business. So they know that there are people active. Might not be you, but that's why you might be watching this video. Now, let's get into the 5 tips to improve your ROI on LinkedIn. These are very simple profile tips, and I'll go through them, and I'll also showcase how you can update them on the actual LinkedIn profile. The first one, headline. Now, this is your headline. It's your billboard. It's what people see on your LinkedIn profile, whether you're engaging with content or you are updating your profile with a new job update date. 120 characters, and the first 40 of those characters appear when you are engaging in a post, and it has your name as well as your headline there. So think about it as your billboard for your business or your professional experience and expertise. There's a lot of people that will leave the default role that they have. So CEO of company Inc. will be their headline. But as you can see, there are some people that are utilizing this area to be very impactful in the industry that they're in, but also showcase some other things that they are involved in. You can see the example on the left with Dr. Cybersecurity. He has been dubbed that because he writes a lot of cybersecurity books. He speaks on cybersecurity. But in addition to his role as an educator in the DC area, he sells books. And so he wants to make sure that that's something that is shown on his profile and to new connections that might see his profile and want to connect with him. The headline is also seen in search results and engaging. So if you make sure your headline is very to the point and exemplifies what you represent as a professional person, then you can definitely maybe increase the connections that people will send to you. There's also another example on the right. That's from Miss Kathy Hackle. She's really impactful in the Latina space. She talks about AI and AR and she's now being a speaker, and I believe she's about to write a book. But that's something that is besides the point. The point is that she has used her headline to advocate for the things that she cares about. And that's something that everyone who uses LinkedIn can utilize too. The second thing for improving your LinkedIn profile is a smiling photo. These are 3 examples from 3 of my peers. They all have smiling photos. And whether or not you have invested in a brand photo shoot or you have a professional headshot photographer come and take your picture, it's important to avoid the selfie that you took at your desk. This will definitely give a good impression of you as a professional, but also it will invite other people to connect with you and show a little bit more warmth when it comes to a digital connection. The third thing is definitely something that is newer, or it has been updated by LinkedIn recently, the featured content section. And I'll go over that when I go through the walkthrough and how you can add content to this area. So on this section, there's your headline photo, and then your about and or personal summary, and then you have your featured section. So you can see examples here where I showcased a new tool that was out that was for business owners and YouTube, and they can create ads and stuff like that. You do have to apply through Google, but you can visit my profile if you want to learn more about that. And then I also showcased some of my YouTube videos. So this is an area where I put in some of the stuff that I've been creating recently, really focusing on when it comes to providing value. And if anyone goes to my profile, they're drawn to this featured content. And I factored the thumbnail that's shown in there, the image there, I factored that into what I put on my featured content. I want to make sure that it exemplifies my expertise, but also showcases my personality as well. The fourth thing, the personal summary. Now, I call it personal summary because I think that it does require you to be a little bit more personal. This is your about section, and we'll go through that on the walkthrough. And some people will talk about their job history, a personal story of maybe potentially losing a job and getting a new one, new opportunities, other things that they're passionate about. This has unlimited possibilities when it comes to what your summary should be about. But I think you need to keep in mind that this summary is also searchable by Google. So LinkedIn is very, the algorithm is very smart when it comes to that, because it will take in all the words that you've written in your summary and throughout your profile and give the best results to someone searching for a specific person or searching for a company professional that they're looking for. So this is something that you need to pay attention to and not just leave alone, because if there's someone that you're looking to connect with in a new space, maybe it's a new terminology that's being used, it's important to update that in your personal summary and throughout your profile, because the algorithm will then showcase your profile outside of other people's. So optimizing your profile for the keywords that you want to be found for is really important. And I have a video on my profile about that, about 10 keywords that it's an assignment, and then filter those through your profile and make sure that that's updated there. The fifth thing is testimonials. Testimonials are also recommendations, and I will show you how to do that when I walk through the LinkedIn tool. And I think a lot of people forget to update this because they're very concerned about online reviews. This, if you have a Facebook page, you have your stars there. If you have a Google page, your stars are there. And there's always people, Google actually prompts you, if are the people who have visited you or worked with you, or if you've checked in, they prompt you to add a review. Now, when it comes to service-based businesses or people that do business with other people, like myself, we have to ask for recommendations. Now, recommendations, I think, when LinkedIn first started, was really for referrals, people when people were looking for jobs strictly through LinkedIn. It was really important to have that up there. But again, this area in LinkedIn does get searched by people, and or searched by the robots, right? And also if you're looking through the profile. So it will highlight what you're good at. So it's important to get recommendations. A lot of times people will give a recommendation first from their past colleagues, their peers, people that they've worked with, that they've collaborated with. And then once they give, they will receive. So that's my tip for you when it comes to testimonials. If you haven't got one recently, give like 10 testimonials next week and make sure, or by next week, and make sure that you're giving first before you receive a testimonial. And it doesn't hurt to ask. Remember, we talked about being vulnerable. It's important to ask because most people will give you that recommendation, especially if it's going to help you further your career. A lot of people will also give you insight into what you need to put on your profile. Now, I've gotten a recommendation specifically where it's related to what the client thought of working with me and how they described working with me. So that really helps with marketing content. It also helps with how you can communicate what you do to others without getting stuck in your own head because you understand your business better and maybe others explain it in a different way. So it's definitely important to have this section not only for your own research, but it's your online credibility. Make sure that it's there and make sure that your last recommendation slash testimonial was not from 10 years ago. It does help you with your credibility. Okay, so now we are going to walk through the LinkedIn profile of my peer, Jennifer Johnson. Give me 1 second. So right now I'm going to do the LinkedIn walkthrough and showcase all the areas that I mentioned previously in my video. All the 5 tips on the 5 areas that you should update, and I want to show you where you can update them here. So I logged in to Jennifer's profile and so I can showcase her profile and showcase you where to update that stuff. So you can see that she has a headline photo here of, looks like one of her favorite places. She has a smiling photo, so that's good. Her headline is community coordinator at Downtown Works. So if she wants to update this, and we'll work together on updating it because I do have to ask her a few more questions. Some things that are more important to her, what her past experience is like. But obviously her community coordinator is the first thing that she has at Downtown Works. And you have a lot more space here. And like I mentioned, 120 characters here. So if you are updating your headline, you would go into that section. Let me showcase that again. You go to your profile, you click this little edit button at the top, and you edit your section here where it says headline. This is the section you need to update. If you are updating your headline photo, you would showcase that here, or you would update that here in this section with that little button, and it gives you the recommended size. And that's all that I think is really important to update in this section of your LinkedIn profile. So the first 2 things, headline and smiling photo, those boxes are checked off. Let me see if I can update how the photo looks. Let's see. Yeah, update that a little bit, maybe zoom in a bit. Here we go. And her face. And click save, and those changes will be made. The next section is the featured section. Now, right now, we don't have any featured content to add because we're working on her strategy to start putting more content here on LinkedIn. But when she does have that, it's definitely important to update this section. So you can show posts that you've already done here by clicking this button, or you can do articles that you've written, maybe blogs that you've written on LinkedIn specifically, links to other videos. I would put out a link for the YouTube channel because that's something that the Downtown Works team would like to feature, and any uploaded media, photo, documents, or presentations. So we will work on that and update that section, but I just wanted to showcase that right now there's nothing shown in the featured section, and that's definitely a point of reference for a lot of people that need to update and improve their LinkedIn profile. And then the personal summary. Now, this is something I would like to work with Jennifer directly on. And so that'll talk a lot about her background, what she's passionate about, what she is into, if she does any community service work. And although her and I have worked together for some months now, it's definitely something that you need to sit down and talk to someone about to really pick their brain. I work with a lot of people directly to do that, to really pick out some things and highlights of their career, whether it's personal or professional things that they want to highlight. So that's where you would update it. And in addition, also the experience section, I didn't mention this in the 5 tips, but it's really important to do this. This is something that you need to decide whether or not you want to put all of your experience, and it's more closely related to your resume. So you decide what you want to highlight. You can add your experience here and make sure you have a description here. So there are descriptions here in Jennifer's profile, previous jobs that she's done. Maybe we need to add some more, or maybe remove certain things. Anything that will really put her profile more in the limelight of the existing role that she is, and maybe for the future. If you are a business professional and you haven't updated your LinkedIn in a long time, even though you've been a business owner for a while, it's definitely good to give this section a look over to make sure that you have done everything you need to do on this section. And you'll see her education, also her skills. So we want to add a new skill here. She does help out with social media for Downtown Work. So I'm going to add a skill here, and that'll showcase up here. And you select it. So add the skills that you are definitely proficient in. And what happens is when people go visit your profile, they can then endorse you for those skills. So make sure that you're putting the skills there that you want to be endorsed for. And I know this feature was used for LinkedIn, recruiters and all that before, but all of this factors into the algorithm. So it's definitely important to have skills that are related to your existing business or what you would like to portray in your online profile and how your credibility is. So the one thing that I covered in those 5 tips was recommendations. And if you notice, that section is not here. So make sure that this is a section that you add to your profile if you don't already have it. So you go up to Add Profile section, and then you would select Request a Recommendation. After that, it will give you a prompt of who you want to ask a recommendation from, and that will get the ball rolling on getting recommendations on your profile. Now that you've seen all the things that you need to update, the next part is, what is the strategy? Now, a lot of people will ask what they need to do on LinkedIn to be effective. Now, it's always the first step. Optimize your profile. Make sure you actually implement those changes that we went through in the LinkedIn walkthrough section. But now, how much time do I have to spend on LinkedIn every day? Now, posting frequency and times vary dependent on your goal. Now, what is your goal? Are you looking to be seen by everyone? Now, that might be a lofty goal depending on if you're just getting started. Are you looking to build relationships with people in the industry? Are you looking to connect with specific people that are your referral partners? There's a lot of different goals when it comes to using LinkedIn for your business, especially in this time where we're all on our computer. So think about what your goals are first, and then figure out your strategy. Are you posting every day? Are you posting once a week, once a month? Are you writing blogs? There's a lot of different options when it comes to the strategy. And if you're just starting out, make sure that you have a process and realistic goals when it comes to LinkedIn. The next question is, what tools can I use to make my content pop? And like I said before, it's not really necessarily just about updating your profile and posting a few times. How can you once you've got that process down and you're comfortable, you've got over the hump of being vulnerable and letting people know about your business, the second this question comes up about using tools that can enhance your experience and enhance other people's experience with consuming your content. The first tool that I want to cover is Quick. Now you can see some snapshots of videos that have used the Quick tool. Now, Quick is an automated captioning tool. You upload your video, it transcribes what you're saying. You can brand it in what your colors are. So you'll see the example on the left is mine, blue and white, as you can tell. And there's other people that are using just the default captions. And, depending on how they're talking and utilizing the video, it's really important to know that this tool is used where people can still hear you. The sound is off, but they can read the captions. And it's really important to notice that it's not just a captioning tool. You can make it pop when it's branded with your colors. The second tool that I want to talk about is StreamYard. Now, this video is being recorded in StreamYard, but StreamYard is mainly used for live streaming to LinkedIn Live or Facebook Live or YouTube, depending on where your strategy is. But StreamYard, you can see some examples where you can utilize questions, you can interview guests, you can talk about people that are in your actual industry, and utilize this tool to really connect with others without taking too much time to figure out a video. Now you'll see these side-by-side videos. A lot of people will utilize this tool to share information like a consulting call or share tips that they wanted with potential clients or ideal clients. They'll use this tool to then upload the video to LinkedIn. So StreamYard, if you want to try it out, it does require a little bit of tech knowledge, but there is a link below in the comments where you can give a free 7-day trial of StreamYard. And if you have any questions about that, just let me know. The third tool is Crystal. Now, this one is my most favorite tool now, not only because it's good for sales conversations, but it's a good tool that will allow you to get more insight on the people that you're connecting with. Now, this is a tool that will analyze everything on your LinkedIn profile. So that's why it's key to have your LinkedIn profile to be exemplifying your expertise and showcasing your personality. It will analyze all of that and then give you tips on who that person is. And you can see this example. They're direct and fast-paced. And it also gives you prompts on how to connect with them, whether it's through a call, email, if you're looking to pitch them, or if you're just looking to form a relationship build that relationship in similar industries, or if you want to talk about a potential career move. There's a lot of different tools in this Crystal app that will give you leverage when you have those conversations and step outside of your comfort zone. So if you are looking to improve your experience on LinkedIn and get a little bit more insight on who you're interacting with, then definitely you can try out Crystal, because that will also give you insight into the people that are connected with you and how they want to receive the content that you might be putting out. So there's a link below if you are interested in that. So to review those 3 tools, Quick, StreamYard, and Crystal, and all of those links will be available in the description if you do want to give those a try. They are not hard to use, but if you have any questions, you know where to find me. There are a lot of tools, and I am a tech tool junkie, so those are just 3 that I wanted to cover. Now, to summarize my video and how you can improve your ROI on LinkedIn, the first thing is to optimize your profile. I walk through those 5 things that you can update. They may take some time, maybe sit down with a peer or talk to someone else that you have worked with to really figure out how you want to optimize your profile and what you want to say. And definitely make sure you go ahead and look at the section where we walk through the profile, because that is really key. A lot of people will be given the tools, but then they will not actually do it. So I tried to help you out with that. And if you have any questions, let me know. The next thing after you optimize your profile is to define a strategy. What are you doing on LinkedIn? Are you going to be engaging with posts? Are you posting videos? What is it that you're doing? Because once you come up with the strategy for your content, whether it's value-based or people-based, there's a lot of different ways to share content on LinkedIn. Make sure you define a strategy. And the third thing is, when you've got that down and you know what your strategy is, explore tech tools that will help you implement that strategy. Whether it's utilizing Crystal and really doing research on your connections, or utilizing StreamYard because you want to apply for LinkedIn Live and start interviewing people in your industry. There's a lot of different ways that you can utilize LinkedIn to not only optimize your profile, build those right relationships, expand your network, and eventually close more deals. That's all I have to say. And if you guys want to connect with me, go ahead and go to linkedin.allthesocial.com, and I will see you later. Bye.